Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to talk to you about Goldenseal today. If you're ever out in the woods foraging or just hiking on trails or anything like that, you've probably seen it and maybe you didn't know what it was or maybe you did. It has beautiful green leaves and it's going to have a berry on it that looks like a more of a round raspberry. You'll see that. Those berries are not edible. Do not eat them at all. But you're going to go after the roots of that. It's better to harvest probably in the early fall if you're going after the roots. But you can find a lot of golden seal products already, made into extracts and tinctures and powders and different things. You, as of now, you can still find them. Foraging. I'll put some pictures at the end in the description. But berries are absolutely not edible. They do look like little raspberries, but they're not safe to eat. But you're going to go after golden seal root is what these things are. I actually I keep this. This is a little garlic and golden seal. I believe it's Michael's is the brand, naturopathic. This is all I've ever used if my kiddos ever had like an earache or ear infection. I don't use antibiotics or things like that. This works fantastic, and it's because of the garlic and golden seal. You can find that. Another good combo you'll see of things you can make or you can buy is golden seal and echinacea. It works really well together. Again, with the golden seal, like stuff like echinacea, if you have autoimmune disorders, they don't usually recommend golden seal, and it's because the way it boosts your immune system. People with autoimmune disorders, that kind of is going to put that extra attack that autoimmune diseases do. So be cautious about that. Ask your doctor if you have something like that before you use golden seal. Golden seal, internal and external benefits. As far as internal, like I said, the autoimmune, and it's smaller doses. It's not something you use in abundance like some other herbs that you don't have to worry about the amount. Um, and you have to be careful if you have, diabetes also because it can lower that some. So if you're diabetic, monitor your blood sugar if you take it internal. And also with golden seal, with some people, it can cause high your blood pressure to go higher. So if you already are really hypertensive, I would not take it internal, and that is because it tones your vessels, your blood vessels, and sometimes that restriction can cause the problem if somebody has hypertension already. So with those warnings, and I'll put that in the description so you'll know also. Otherwise, it's fantastic. A lot of people say that, it's one of those, catch-all, cure-all, they love golden seal, and I do. I use it often. It is antimicrobial, so it's antiviral, antibacterial, internal and external for that. It works great for respiratory, colds, flu, eye infections, like I said, ear infections and everything. That's all I've ever used, and it clears it up pretty quick. Skin, topical is, if somebody, you have any kind of rash, infection, boils, ulcers, anything like that. People also use if you get like canker sores, like mouth ulcers. The golden seal will heal that. It does remove toxins from your body, and it purifies people's kidneys and their urinary tract. So that's another detox, especially in that area for you. Now, as far as also like skin, because the antibacterial, fungal, viral is great for yeast or any kind of fungal infections that you can get in, external. Now it will stop. You can find a golden seal powder. That is one I recommend people. Another one to put in their first aid, go bag, stuff like that, because the golden seal powder, if you put it on a wound, if you have a bleed, it will stop that bleeding. I carry that one, and I recommend that one. And cayenne pepper is one that I tell people to keep in their trauma emergency kits and go bags for external bleeding. You put that on, and it'll stop that. Some women do take it internally for heavy menstrual bleeding, or even if people who have other internal bleeding, like I've heard people have internal bleeding, they take it, for that as well. It's a great anti-inflammatory. It's a great one to know, but just, again, with any of them, if you're going to forage it yourself, please make sure you know how to identify it correctly. I will put some pictures at the end of this, to show you a little bit in depth, like that thumbnail. And it does have a little flower on it, a white, but it's not a petaling flour. You'll learn once you see it and you know how it is. You'll never mistake it for anything. But you're going to go after the roots. The roots can be, they have hair-like roots on the bigger, root part. You want to try to keep as much of that intact as you can if you're going to be foraging for it. Otherwise, in the stores, health food stores, online and stuff, there's a variety of different ways that you can get Goldenseal and use Goldenseal. Some of them, I always say have one that is just the pure Goldenseal and not a combo mix. Just so you can use them more widely, and you can take that and add it to, if you had another oil, if you wanted to combo it, but you can't, separate it out if it's already done. But it's a really good one to have, and look for a variety of different things. With your oils, if they've been open, they only last so long. Any oils can go rancid, so keep that in mind, or just leave it intact. Sometimes they last longer if you put them in your fridge. So just read up on that. But another one I think is great to know and learn about, and I hope it helps you guys. Everyone stay well, God bless, and I will see you next time.